Yo, I just had to. I don't know. I just had to say something about this. I don't know if anyone has seen the clip of Magufuli, like addressing. I don't think he's. I think he's CS or obviously competent or like his cabinet or something like that. Now, if you haven't heard what Magufuli has said, let me just play a clip for you to listen to what this guy had to say. Just listen to this dude.
Kwenye hii national referral laboratory ya kitaifa ya Tanzania iliyokuwa inahusika kupima corona. Kuna controversial nyingi ambazo ni za ajabu. Tuliona walikuwa wanatoa matokeo tu positive mara nyingi. Nilizungumza na vyombo vya ulinzi na usalama hapa siku ile, na nikatoa maelekezo kwamba hebu nendeni mkacheki hivi vipimo vikoje, hivyo vifaa vikoje. Na mara nyingi nimekuwa nikisisitiza kwamba si kila kitu unachopewa lazima kiwe kizuri. Wanaweza wakatumika watu, vinaweza vikatumika hivyo vifaa, lakini pia inaweza ikawa ni sabotage tu, kwa sababu hii ni vita.
Now, you just had Magufuli saying, like, this is a war. Like, let's not kid. This is a war. As in, if you think about it, like, for my kind of take about this is like, okay, I won't play about it. Coronavirus is there. COVID-19, as they so call it, is there. It's a strain of flu or a higher, like one of those like strains. Okay, I do kind of do some research. Like, I think as human beings, we're kind of built in such a way that I think God gave us a sound mind, like. And the thing is, the thing which quite like kind of in a sense like throws me off a little bit here is when God is shunned upon this nowadays. Like, I would believe at this time that's when like if we really had really true apostles, if we really true had like real men of God, I think we would have a direction. Like, we would have a direction as a nation, and I think even this nation would be much more tight. So to be honest, I think the church has let God down in many ways, and doesn't just reflect on the leaders only. It also reflects on us as a nation, as all right, like a society. But anyway, that's another issue for another day. Let me just discuss about like what Magufuli had just said. Magufuli, who's the head of state of Tanzania, like our neighbors, Tanzania is one of the is part of the East African community, which I think it brings us much more closer as brothers. Even forget like if like I'm a brother's keeper. Like, if I believe like that's the reason purpose we have a block of East Africa, whereby if my brother is having problems, I need to check on him. It's like having your neighbor. Your neighbor is being robbed at, and something is happening, and you can't go outside even try and see what's going on, even try to find the thieves away. Then I think that you're a bad neighbor. You should try. I'm not saying that you should risk your life in certain circumstances, but at least you should show that you put an effort, depending on as in what like capacity you had. But anyway, I believe our foreign affairs like is it CS, all the executive should be speaking to Magufuli. Like, they should be on phone call. Or, okay, even if they're on phone call, then the government should come out and state like categorically like exactly what's going on. I mean, did this statement that the president of Tanzania, yeah, the head of state investigated his own government or institutions of the government. This shows as someone who's really clued up on what's going on. Yeah, you might have some things to say about Magufuli. He's not a perfect person. I believe everyone has got their fault. But to me, to my opinion, is a lesser evil. Is a lesser evil of a dictator than a dictator who's evil. Because I believe, like, out of his intentions, you can see that he actually means to do good, and everyone's got his fault, and probably that is character flaw. But I think generally the guy is a decent. He wants a decent thing for his people, Tanzania, which is our neighbor. Same thing, I believe, our head of state, our legislature, our justice system should want the better for Kenyans. Our MPs, these guys, actually, even if the executive has got, the executive can have some certain issues. What are you doing as an MP? What are you doing as a legislature in the you guys are the ones who can say exactly this is not going down, right? You actually almost like, I look at like a pivot, like if there's like a weighing scale, you guys are in between. You can actually come in between and say, like, check out, like, what's going on, like what's really going on in this nation. You make the laws, you question, you call all these guys to the committee to answer questions. Like, if a head of state is talking about, like, they have sent rabbits, bats, plants, the juice of a pawpaw came out positive of coronavirus. Seriously, I'm not saying like we don't have, or COVID is not there. Yes, there could be some positive cases, but think, not everything you get from abroad is perfect. Like, we are used to, like, always having our hand out, taking things, like, we are gifted. We can come out with, like, Madagascar has come out with an invention. Just because it's an African state, it's not being taken seriously. Like, do we have to wait for the US or China or the West to come up with a vaccine so that we adopt it? Don't we have, like, our own ways of survival? Like, how do we pay for our things here? We work hard, we pay taxes, right? So that means we can actually do things for ourselves, right? So, I mean, if Magufuli could say this thing is, it is a flawed in part of this thing, we have to think. I mean, that makes me think. Okay, I had a thought already, because I've been researching of different, like, like, about the disease, obviously, and about other issues that let's not care about. I mean, we live in a economical world. Like, this world is run on kind of money. It's not a good thing to talk about, but at the end of the day, or safe, but it's the truth. Like, the world has become, capitalism is about just money, and just, like, shareholders' interest, like, and okay, I'm not shining capitalism, but to be honest, it's got a lot of flaws, and there has to be a balance in all this thing, right? And we have to think. Sometimes this is how enslavement happens. Enslavement happens in various ways, but to be honest, like, oh, Magufuli just blew me off, and I just thought, like, let me just talk, and let me just ask questions, let me think what is really going down, like, really, like, and if you think about it, okay, like, in Kenya, cases have been rising and everything, and I was just thinking, okay, like, from a statistical, like, perspective, like, most guys have gone to school, from the time they called for a shutdown, okay, this curfew thing, there are people who are dying, and people have been dying every single day, right? Oh, no, not dying, but I was in, like, a positive test have been coming out. People be dying all over the other world, but anyway, that doesn't concern us. I mean, it concerns us all, but let's look at our own jurisdiction over here. Kenyans being Kenyans the way they are, and obviously they didn't adopt this thing very well as they should. So I believe for the past 21 days, as they say, it takes 14 days. This thing a lot of people could have passed on, and a lot of people could have been infected by now. And even today being the 3rd of May, let's say even another 14 days, and according to what has been said, that people are not doing this, they're not following guidelines as much as they should be. There should actually be even more, whether it's recorded or is not recorded, because recording, testing people who have been tested and comparing to the ones who have not been tested but they have gone through this thing, those are things that you need to start thinking about. How many have recovered? How many passed on? I mean, like, what's the big issue? Like, this, a lot of families don't have, like, I'm thinking, like, and Magoha, I had him today talking about, like, they might be calling kids back to do exams. All these things involve money. The parents who cannot afford, actually, they had to probably, some borrowed money. Some have used all their savings to bring kids back home, and also feeding them, which is even more costly, because they have no, I believe no one has been given back their money, fees and stuff like that, right? And kids needs to be sent again back. All the risk is involved, and as you hear all that's going on, I think it's a time to we question ourselves, like really seriously as a nation. What's our strategy in this? Because this is a war. You might, however you think about it, spiritually, economically, politically, you know, world order ish. But this is real, and I think like we should really think about it, and we should learn to be open about it, and speak, and for our forums that we can speak. We can't just depend on the media houses, and just like public. We have to really think and see how we can work on this. Anyway, that's my take, man.